All right. Good morning. Good morning. Zach, how the heck are you doing this morning, my friend? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good this morning. But welcome on in, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. If you're lurking, thank you for spending time with me. Do enjoy whatever you gotta do. But thank you for being here. Zach, I hope you're having a good morning. Hope things are going well for you. I have to remember to make myself a Zach button, especially now. But please go give my good friend Zach a follow. Go check him out. He's been playing what's the word? Bear and Breakfast, which has been absolutely enjoyable. I was hanging out last night. We were having such a good time. Sage, hello. Sage, how are you this morning? But I was having such a good time hanging out with Zach. Absolutely recommend. Go and drop him a follow. Go see what he's up to. Oof. My back. Ugh. But yeah, it is finally April. We are finally moving on from March Effect, as enjoyable as it was. On your way home, I hope work was okay, and hope you have a nice, safe trip home. But waiting for Pogo to RNG me a goddamn fight with Cliff so I can finish a task. Been there, buddy. Large Abast. Large, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I was gonna say something and I forgot. All right. But yeah, I've been there, Zach. Best of luck with that. That's one of the most frustrating because you're like, all right, game, like, you know, I need this. Can we figure this out? But sadly, no. You're stuck with what we're stuck with. You know, you get what you get. But yeah, today we are playing. I'm so excited. Today we're playing Citizen Sleeper, which is a game that I've wanted to check out for literally a year, maybe even 2 years. When did it come out? 2022. Yeah. A full year. I remember when this oh, hello. Apparently the video on the Steam page just wanted to start playing. I remember when they announced this. I remember like the original teaser trailers. Tomorrow it's time. Tomorrow the battle network shall begin. Lugo, how are you doing? Like I remember like so much of this game. You know, people coming out talking about it. I'm so jazzed to finally have a chance to check it out. Thank you again to Double Jump and Fellow Traveler for the key. I got this key as part of their sort of press thing for the episode Purge, which is the last DLC, which, I mean, we'll get to. I looked it up. Citizen Sleeper is about 12 hours, give or take. So I'm excited to dive in and get it all in there. Had some Burger King waiting for tomorrow. I love it. I love that for you. Excuse me. I love that for you. I hope you enjoyed your Burger King. But oh gosh, I'm so excited. This is part of my frustration with how long Mass Effect 3 was taking. Was like, I knew I was gonna play this after, and I'm just like, come on. And I wore a very appropriate shirt. Some of you might not recognize it. But this is from Friends the Table, which the developers of says what is the company? Jump Over the Age. That's it. Jump Over the Age. They have cited Actual Plays and Friends of the Table specifically as a big influence on their game. And I'm so excited to check this out because y'all know how much I love Friends. How are you? I'm good. I'm feeling a little rough this morning, but that's fine. You know, I'm feeling a little rough this morning, a little out of it. That's okay. That's okay. It goes that way sometimes. But, you know, what can you do? News. This is it. Yeah. This is the I was like I saw this thing a while ago from the Citizen Sleeper News because they had a sale not that long ago talking about their inspirations for the game. And I didn't read it too deeply because I didn't want to know stuff about the game beforehand. But they're talking about blades being a big inspiration. And actual plays, you know, TTRPG actual plays with Friends being a like specifically cited example, which is so good. Oh yeah, tomorrow or Saturday, not tomorrow. I don't know why I think it's Friday. Yeah, Saturday is Togetic Day, which is exciting. I'm excited to we're gonna get out. We haven't had a chance to really get out and about lately. Aaron's been very busy with work stuff, and we've been busy with like chores, you know. So we've been focusing on getting stuff done. So it'll be nice to have an excuse to just, get out and wander around a park, you know? We can just get out and wander around a park for a little bit. Okay. All right. You can play some of the common days, but rate a lot less. That's totally fair. That's totally fair, honestly. Like, I get that. You know, I get that. I think that's what a lot of people are gonna do. You know, I think that's what a lot of people are gonna do. Is what's frustrating is I had sort of just not figured out, but I'd kind of realized that like, oh, if there's a raid that I want to do, I can walk down to it and I can host it and, you know, boom, done. And could I still do that? Sure. But there's probably way fewer people doing that now. All right. Let's get everything set up. I didn't really have time to get everything set up yesterday, which is, you know, bad on my part. And then let's not forget the game audio. Nope, see, I forgot the game audio because I thought that would do it. Almost forgot the game audio. Pretty Pokemon get one, only raid more when the shiny releases. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. And even then I don't raid terribly much. All right. Are we gonna watch the Zelda trailer later? Probably. Probably. Oh, there we go. When I plugged my headset, the music had stopped for a moment, so I was like, is my headset broken? Oh, but here we are, Citizen Sleeper. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right, we got our controller working. Ordered Breath of the Wild 2 and the Amiibo today. Nice. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm gonna hit new game. I don't know anything. Oh. Oh. How many? Okay, so there's 3. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Oh, okay. I didn't know there were character classes. This, okay. Okay. What a way. Gosh, what a way to start. Okay. So a machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Look at that art. That's so cool. Class system is very good in this. Perk, efficient extractor, chance to gain random scrap item on engineer items. And then I have a +1 in engineer. So there's 5 skills, right? Yeah, this is totally a PBTA game. This is great. So engineer, work with machines and physical tools. Interfaces, work with digital interfaces. Endure, use strength or strength of will. Intuit, approach problems with awareness. Or engage, approach a problem head on with a -1. Okay, so everybody has a +1 and a -1? Yeah. Operator, an operator works with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk, transfer, intercept, chance to gain cryo on interface actions. I don't know what cryo is. So I have a +1 for interface and a -1 to endure, okay? Excuse me. And then extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Perk, photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. So you have a +1 to endure and a -1 to intuit. Oh man. I'm leaning towards machinist. Just as a like vibe. And this is probably, listen, there's probably no like this is the perfect thing, you know what I mean? Sounds like you need to play the game 3 times. I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think that's the case, but I don't know. Whispered Small, thank you for the follow. Yeah, we're gonna go with machinist. If you hate it, you can restart. That's true. That's a good thing to keep in mind. That's a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, so +1 to engineer. I get a random scrap item. Is that good? I assume. I mean, it's the perk, right? So it's got to be good. It's got to be good. I like the armored arm and then the like cyberpunk wire hand. That's neat. Oh, I should go turn on the my first play timer. Unknown. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Games mean are eye-powered glasses. It is at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be a body that is imperceptibly yours. Did my... Oh! Okay. I think I clicked think of the body. My mouse didn't go back into the game. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day. The sting of blood welling from a fresh wound. The friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, but you can't tell one from the other. If you want 100% this, you actually have to do several playthroughs. Don't have to change classes necessarily. Is it like you have to do XYZ thing, and that's probably easier if you're one of the classes because of the actions you have to take? That kind of makes sense. That makes sense. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. It's a very decision tree game. That makes sense. You resist a desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. So I don't have an option. So I don't think that it says full controller support, and I don't know if it's being a pain because I didn't start it with the controller on. But we'll just use the mouse. That's fine. Just find where my mouse is. There we go. Let me turn capture cursor on, so then you'll see where my cursor is. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and hope the freighter left before you were missed. A simple plan? It does, you know. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know you might never be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Let's try to... trying to rest sounds like a good idea. But you're restless. It's been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You're dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again, recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Oh, I saw that. Then light. White as the cold. Softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Drago's pragmatic salvager. Oh, hello. It's been a few hours since Drago's pulled you from that container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You're slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Look at this. The art in this is goddamn amazing. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, y'all thawed yet? Stay silent. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, surrounded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Yeah, this guy has tech like... It's like in his shirt here, connected to this thing, and then this thing connects to his throat, connects to the back, connects to the eye, and then it connects to his arm. Last living seabird that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I think they said machinists were... Let's see if I can Google it and use it as a guide for the roleplay here. Diligent, careful, and structured. Diligent, careful, and structured. Careful says to me that I'm gonna continue to stay silent. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. You're just software. A rogue emulation of legally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours has fallen apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built independence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them, and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, Sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. This one I'm gonna engage. I'm gonna engage him on. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rusting hull. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations by clicking their icon. Oh! Oh, I get upgrades. Oh, so all of these are... Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. That's... Okay. That's really interesting. So each of the perks that you start with is a skill that you can just pick up. And I effectively start with a free point in engineer to reflect my class. And then I would just have to I can buy out that -1 if that's what I want to do. Okay. Okay. Empty container. All cycles need to end, rest, and prepare for the next one. End cycle. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and slowly begin assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the world. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Okay, so again, I'm going to keep this in mind. Diligent, careful, structured, right? Structured. I need structure. I need a life. I need something to do. Maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, the canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at you. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. Okay, There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it's long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, okay, hang on. So condition, action die, and energy. Condition, which I think is this top bar here at the top. Your condition represents the artificial state of your body. It depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that would keep you alive. Action die. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action die. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. And that's this white bar underneath. You refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. I see. I see. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his helmet. In the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it's implanted. The drone sits on his shoulder, its cachet of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Structure, right? All right, then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn out. Like, cryo, I have intuited as money. Yeah, cryptocurrency. Stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Man, remember when crypto was, like, neat? He shovels his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this, but in my opinion, you'd best be suited moving on as quick as you can. Sleepers, well, he trails off. Things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Happy to. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly, he turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later. See you later! Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay, so now I have... Can I... Oh! Okay, here we go. Okay. This is just your standard cyberpunk future. Pay low-end toll. After some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, Yadigan have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Oh. Okay, so I want to right-click from there. Okay. Drago's Yard. Actions. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action die to the slot. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Negative, the action fails. Action die affect these outcomes as follows. 6 is a 100% chance. 5 is a 50-50. 3 and 4 are mixed. 1 and 2 are not great. Actions display information on their type, risk level, and skill, and modifiers that apply to that action. Type is either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. That makes sense. 2, risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Safe is no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means energy or cryo loss. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome means cryo or energy loss. So don't do those when you can. Skill. The skill that this action requires: engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. And then modifier, and that's the modifier based on our skill. Some actions require a +1 to perform. That's a thing to keep in mind. So when this clock fills, if he misses a payment or 2, things get nasty. So I'm guessing if we fail to advance this clock advances. Right? Everyone's just a literal cog machine in some corporation that hates them. So we get a +1. Let's use, I appreciate that we put that there and it goes, yeah, okay, here's what you get. Yeah, because I don't have a lot of... If I try the 1, 50% neutral, 50% negative. So yeah, let's at least try to see how it goes. Oh, neutral outcome. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them. They track your actions and how they affect the world. Fill a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's death, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once you cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed for okay, so that's just gonna happen due to time. So we got plus back in business and we got cryo, and that it had something else up there that I missed. Oh, we got scrap. Because we took an engineer action. Right. Aha, okay. I was like, I bet you if we leave, we can, a thing we'll have unlocked. In Citizen Sleeper, you can unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. Shout outs to Beam Saber. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access the drive menu via the arrow menu. Okay, right. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to use the end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Oh, I can use mouse wheel. Rotate the view? Oh, that's spooky. Okay, so I've got repay Drago's, help pay off Drago's debt, and survive, find a doctor. Oh man, and all of these places have clocks. All of these places have their own clocks. Oh, okay. What's up with the shipyard? So... Okay, so if I do enough actions, I'll become a yard hand. And I'm guessing that maybe I'll meet a new NPC or something. But that's a clock I could advance. Dock C4, Rotunda Wet Dock. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the healing systems are rare, but those that do always return eventually. So that's another cycle clock. So when that clock fills, there'll be a merchant. Rotunda Old Dock Terminal. Getting to know the Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals. So if I'm willing to try to steal dock plans, or does it interface with both of them? Oh, it's I'm guessing it's successes and failures, right? It's because we have the little plus and we have the little minus. So if I succeed, I tick this dock watcher clock, and if I fail, I tick the Haven Age watch list. The rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses. So if I wanted to explore, okay, dock B2 has its own cycle clock. Salvage sorting takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return loaded with scrap from the old wreck. So there's 4. That's a 4-step clock. Bright market. Ask for directions or explore the market, and any of them advance local knowledge. Bright market is the busiest part of the guy's local rim. Lower rim, you can find anything and everything here. I'm gonna use I'm gonna use my 6 here to explore the market. And I'm gonna hope that this gives me maybe 2 successes. I don't know if the game works that way. Oh, and see, this is a critical action, so I can only do that once. So I kind of don't want to fuck that up. I got 2 successes. Great, that's what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Great, that was worth it. That was worth it. Oh, and I found places. Oh, I thought I would have to fill the clocks first. Sabine, Slum Doctor. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. Let me have a little more. You shuffle down the flickering hallway and towards the open airport apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you're not so sure. The gang enforcer at the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hat block, they've all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body will. Tabator? Tabletron. Thank you for the follow. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. I don't think looking at the enforcer is going to make me feel better. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway. Screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. I lost my place. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway, pushing through a plastic sheeting on the far door. Jalen! Jalen, good morning. How the heck are you, my friend? What's going, Sleeper? Oh, man. Of the 4 dice, I rolled 2 1s, so I feel like I'm getting the full experience. Jalen, how you doing this morning? Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Doing pretty good? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Sabine, a doctor in the bright market. This is cool. Come sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turning away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as you do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, and turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. I'll say the game gets much easier as you get deeper into... When you get deeper in when it comes to the dice, what you can do with them, and access to other options for resource management. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because I imagine stuff will open up where it's like, oh yeah, you can spend a 1 and make a small progress on something as a way to not waste actions on a cycle, because the advancement of the cycle feels like a huge deal. Yeah. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, a scanner skill in their eye. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying, they say without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen and repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one of which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and clean it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and that silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They're very influential in the low end. They gave me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, soap their wounds. They look away. But yet again, his connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. That is a big if. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive. But I think we can do it. So the 3 words I'm keeping in mind with this, right, for starting the machinist: diligent, careful, structured. Right? Diligent, careful, structured. Careful makes me feel like I should be slightly distrustful here. Because it sounds like she's a mob doctor, is what it's, or they are. So like it sounds like they're a mob doctor, that they're willing to help me, and that's great. That's cool, but like, why? You know? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. And now we have a location. Sourcing the stabilizer. So 3 cycles. 3 cycles. Emphis. Who did the art? Who did the character art for this? Why does it look like so... This is good shit. Like, why does it look so familiar? This person hasn't worked. I love the art in this game. This person hasn't worked on like anything that I know. You know what I mean? But am I considering downloading it to my work computer to play it? Maybe. I won't. But I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, they've done comic work. It's one of those things where it's like, who is this? And, you know, it's fantastic art. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by a makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok. His other hand idly tosses a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red fleckled dressing. The smell is incredible. Look at this guy. With his... Oh, I love it. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I'm gonna be a little confident here. I have some money. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn and you shuffle to the front. Emphis speaks up in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. Oh, thank you. It smells almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphas says while he cooks. His voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Let's tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility, and its sudden arrival. The adventures of good boy Koromaru. Jesse, good morning. I think that puts Persona at like... That puts it at number 6. Jesse, you just put Persona 3 over Eternal Darkness. I don't know. Tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you. You're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. I'm getting things lined up. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glittering pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Oh, look at that! New drive discovered. Get to know Emphas. Emphas loves 2 things, story and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. Okay. I gotta figure out the best control situation for emulating Eternal Darkness, play it, and then I'll vote for it more. I think, time to work on checking that dive clock? Hell yeah. So, survive is wait for that to happen. So we're fine there. Repay Drago's is help pay off Drago's debt. That's gonna be working in the yard, right? Maybe I have to explore the docks and you know, maybe I can find something, or I explore the rotunda. Maybe I can find something there. Get to know Emphas, eat at Emphas' stall. Like, I appreciate that, like, that's clear, you know? I spend 15 cryo and, you know, I take that clock. So that's good, clear, straightforward. You know? Drago's yard has a negative clock that we kind of want to beat, you know? Let me know if you ever have questions. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Jen. I can actively be your Brian. I can be your Brian, baby. Jesse, so I think the best way to play an emulated GameCube game would be to get the GameCube Wii controller adapter and a GameCube controller. Except in regards for one thing that I avoided like the plague, nothing bad, I'm just too good of a gamer derogatory. A true gamer. So I have 2 1s. Sounds annoying but factual. Yeah. It's the worst thing where it's like, oh yeah, if you buy this in a real controller, it'll be great. I want better dice for this. You know, I want better dice to try to advance this. You can sleep, well, but it's the annoyance of I want to make use of my action die. Yeah, because safe. Is this like a story-based deeper Tharsis? Because that rules. Yes, That is the perfect way to describe it. Thank you, Jesse, for knowing what Tharsis is. Thank you. Yeah, so I think Tharsis kicks ass. Yeah, Tharsis is rad. So safe, hang on. So is there? There's no way to view the tutorials, is there? There's no way to view the tutorials. Jesse plays Citizen Sleeper. I need, okay, here we go. I need, y'all know how y'all have your thing, you start going feral over, here's mine. Listen, we all love Friends of the Table. Well, most of us love Friends of the Table. Those of us that love Friends of the Table know. Look. I know what I'm about. I know what I'm about. Okay, so I think doing this safe action is my best bet with these ones. Listen, I'm a person, I like to be.
Oops.
Pastry, good morning. Thank you so much for that resub for 12 flipping months in a row. Holy cow. I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you so much. 12 freaking months. Enjoy the cherish ball next to your name, because I absolutely cherish you for all of your support. Okay, yeah, see? That was better. That did something. I did something with those ones. Pastry, how the heck are you, my friend? All right. New cycle. Okay, we got something out of those ones. That's what I want. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghosts of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surround you. I'm sorry? For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Cool, it's on Switch. It's also on Game Pass. Hey everybody, if you're excited about Citizen Sleeper, if you're enjoying this, number one, thank you again to Double Jump for the code. Was it Double Jump? Why can't I keep that in my brain? Why can't I keep that in my brain? Yeah, Double Jump. It's on Steam, Game Pass, and Switch. You can buy it on Xbox. It's a lot of different places. I think if you do !game, !Steam. Yeah, that's a built-in Firebot thing, and then you can click the IGDB extension that's right about here, and that'll take you a bunch of different places. Just watched the 4th anniversary concert of a VTuber I really like. May not have spent $200 on anniversary merch. Gonna see Empire Strikes Back with a live orchestra. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds like a great time. Holy damn. I lost 2 energy bars. All right, that sucks. Let's observe the station. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see/feel the map of the station. Not the map of the station, the map of its connection. It's a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It's an ingrown thing of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It's a system, a map, and a territory, all at once. It's okay, we'll get your Cliff Bar from the store. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you incessantly, as if it were a small child. Somehow it's pulling in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you. Shift. Close your eyes for a second, you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it's gone. Oh, am I going to be hacking the station now, too? Can I got some 5s. Hello. Okay, so we just have to wait for this to pass. Hack the planet! All right. Yeah, we're gonna spend one of the 5s here and try to advance this clock. I'm not graded into it, but nice. Okay. It already gave, right, it gives you stuff immediately. Ankita? Ankita. A stranded mercenary. Hey, you want to earn a chit? Ankita stands behind a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. Across the docking concourse, she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. Well, it's called surviving. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, looks you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't have to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? She shrugs. And what can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Akita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You gotta earn that chit. That's a good line. That's funny. I like that. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. She sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing it through a small crowd of Steve doors. The heck is a Steve door? A person employed or a contractor engaged to at a dock to load and unload cargo from ships. Oh, a Steve door, also called a longshoreman, docker, or dock worker. It makes sense you wouldn't use the term longshoreman, docker, or dock worker, because dock in space is, yeah, all right. Why are you doing this yourself? You mean, why aren't I hiring those good folk? She nods back at the Steve doors. I've paid Havenage enough. They're currently rinsing me for a mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. Well, what's wrong with it? It? Ankita looks at you pointedly. Her. All right, listen. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is I'm short one ship mine with tons of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. SMH's not asking the ship's pronouns. Neutral Bears, what's going on? Listen, I'm a machinist. Anything I can do to help? I don't know, got a ship mine tucked away in that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help, come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris's outer lock and turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita tosses you a couple chits. Consider a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here. She calls back and the lock slams shut. Ooh. We made 2 doll hairs. We also now know about Overlook Bar, grimy spacer haunt. where we can get a drink and try to become a regular, or buy rations, which is food. And it's cheaper food than Memphis, but it doesn't advance our it doesn't advance any clocks, so that's a thing to keep in mind. All right, let's NutriBears, how the heck are you doing today? All right, so we have a locked action to rewire the drones. You need a +1 interface, and it's dangerous, so we can't do that. And if we fail too many times, we'll fuck up. And we can do the hull repairs. It's risky, but we do have a +1. So that's a big clock, man. Clocks in this game are so big. Good thing's got a meeting in 40 minutes. Just got to power through that. Oh, good luck on your meeting. Good luck on your meeting. Plenty of time though. I know, but they're so big. So many segments. Nothing's time gain unless it explicitly says so. That's good to know. This maybe isn't the best use of this 5, but I wanna clear this. Let's explore. Okay. So dock worker cleared. So now, see, yeah, we can't go in there. So now we can go sealed dock. Solum docking bay. We can unlock the maglock if we get 2 encrypted keys. Listen, it's the sort of thing you keep in mind, right? It's the sort of thing you're like, look, I found that. We're gonna keep that in the back of our head. Keep that in the back of our head. We're going to use this 2 as a nice little safe. Okay, that's fine. We made a little money. I want to make sure we keep getting money, or keep having energy to live. So we're gonna get some fungus we're gonna advance our Memphis clock as well. Nice. So that gives us +3 energy. So good to know, good to know. That'll give us +3 energy. And then every cycle takes 2 energy. Ugh. Existence. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It's clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, and leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There's so many layers, so many loops, it almost seems impossible to parse. You begin to try. If you focus on the threads, you can find where things are going. If you focus on the let's focus on the nodes. Focus on the points. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a triangle or a pyramid. Dimensions are difficult. And lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. Threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here. So many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look across the ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then this insistent tugging, again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines. 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. I mean, first is first. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. What about the second? The second leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out of it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Hunted! Oh no! I'm being hunted! Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. No! Tutorial. The Cloud. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Be careful. These networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Oh. Okay, so I need a cipher for that. What is this? I don't. Hey, what is this? Hey, what's going on there? Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed. If you have a +1 or 2, you're given more possibility. A lone connection feeds in this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. And if I had a 1, I can come in here. Heaven Age Agent. Heaven Age members broadcasting on the open network here, leaving them open to data extraction. Solemn Gate S7. A Solemn Cipher would let me access that. Keynode of a 3. There's another agent. And he's a 2. I wonder if that's how I would get ciphers, would be doing data extraction. It's a 1. I appreciate that they're all low numbers, giving you something to do with your low numbers. And I think this is what Jalen was talking about. Okay. So now I have just wondering, is your Discord private? No, !mark Discord. Love to have you. One more cycle as we're waiting for Sabine. Let's assist a shipbuilder with a 6. Let's get some big work done. 5 cryo, little bit of money. Oh, we have a new fix the ambergris drive. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Good amount of money. And we're gonna use that to eat. Advance our Emphas clock. Gotta keep our energy up. I'm not excited about it, much like, how I'm not excited to, continue my own, biological functions, but I get it. I appreciate this game confronting you with the thing of like, hey, you gotta like eat and shit for your body to work. Wow, what is this? What a terrible day. Container. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. When I saw character classes, I assumed there would be combat. Sleeper, wait up! Fang. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. Puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks down the passageway. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glanced back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together in the main hallway. Havenage. We're all one dysfunctional family. Fang puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry. I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, will either emerge as a response to or in continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the top. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around. But this isn't the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. Corrupt Granny, thank you for the follow. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright, and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Stay clean, sleeper. Okay, I'm just gonna go hack a bunch of stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna go hack some things. Plus Haven Age data. Okay. Cache of raw data from Heaven Age hardware. But for this, we needed a Heaven Age cipher, correct? Right. Oh! I filled a bar. Is this a, like, hey, you can only do... Ooh, encrypted key. Aha! As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you, it tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver, its source somehow distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and suddenly, a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Please hold. That's ridiculous. Sentient protocol unraveling. Hunter. Okay, yeah. I was curious. I was like, what happens when that happens? Hey, guess what we learned? The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder. A tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity identified, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, S and ARP. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature, of and not of, attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking. Vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. I'm gonna run. You kick off and glide away through the cloud, the threads surging after like predatory tentacles. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you're held within a web, a tangle of tentacles closing in. Stop! Hunter halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to? Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? Ugh! I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste, the one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murder's intent. Well, I mean, listen, we only have one option here. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Well, that was fun. Buy a vial of stabilizer. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark as you push the sheeting into the surgery. We're not going to talk about what happened with Hunter. It was just, listen. When you take your digital ghost into the digital realm and start poking around, you find stuff. It's not, listen, shouldn't be surprising to anybody. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again they trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. From the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material, and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up the vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Passcodes? In very basic terms, yes. They sigh. Look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic material to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least, if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. Can you give it to me in horse dewormer form? Can you wrap it in a big pill pocket and I can just... They begin readying the syringe. I'll start with a small dose to limit the risk. I don't have a choice. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle. The frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. Set Stream Raiders here really quick. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer's genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of the stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're gonna need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Let's finish up Stream Raiders. Sabine. Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath. Oh my god, our body is stable! Incredible. So now we need to... I'm guessing there's going to be a thing. 100 cryo! Oh. Time to rise and grind. Oh no! Oh no! It's a simile for the American healthcare system. Okay, good. I'm glad I made progress on that. Okay, I wanna try to keep ahead of Drago's debt here. God. And then we're being hunted, and then there's... Remember that mushrooms give 3 energy? Mushrooms? If you can't pay to stay alive, sucks to be you. Yeah, welcome to capitalism. The food you eat at the stand? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm using that. I'm keeping up. I want to get to know Memphis. Yeah, have you tried not being poor? Oh, we got so many dice. Look at this. Look at all our dice. It may pay to wait until you need 3. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, and we can go see Fang. Sleeper. Fang catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning across a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security and all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open. Blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Fang leans on a server stack and gestures towards you. You like it? It's incredible. He smiles widely. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from that sea of systems we call the Eye. You won't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to the towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems were from the original station, A1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing a concrete reality. This place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. Trying to keep this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? Yeah, I can see it. It makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the systems around you. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. Guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. Yeah, They're tracking me. You pat you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. Shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even inhabitants, there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back to those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past. I'll see what I can do about that trackers of yours. What do you say, Sleeper? Yeah, why not? Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a soul lime cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods to the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring me. I know you need it. Slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back into the passage. Those flickering lights, still in the back of your mind. So we have a new drive. Disable... Oh, we have 2 new drives. Extract the past. Fang wants to dig into old Soulheim networks in search of secrets that could change the future of the station. Extract Soulheim data for Fang. And disable your tracker. Fang has said he can disable your SNRP tracker if you can get to the bottom of his mystery first. So, gotta do both of those. Ooh, that scrap freighter came in. Hey! Buy some scrap. Most of what comes in from the starward belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something of value can be found. Scrap allowance. Big stuff comes to shipyards, valuable stuff in the market, so you buy a few crates, but not much. Wait, I can't see. It looks like this goes to this, but I can't really see the lines. Can I? No. Freighter will stay docked for as many cycles as it takes to offload its haul of scrap into the Havenage yards. Oh, so I could do that. Oh, so this is negative. I see. Okay. So, I mean, we have this cipher. Let's use the cipher. Well, actually, let's see. Okay, so we have 6 actions before Hunter gets on our case again. Gate S7 access. Aha! So we have new nodes. Okay, so we have some new... Wait, what's... Oh, it's just a thing for Fang. Deliver data. So if I give him 3 data, that's what he needs. Okay. How many bips do I have here? Okay, the same number. Let's use these here because this is my most consistent form of making money. And then I can actually use some of these. Yep, I'm guessing that's gonna give me that data. Okay. And yeah, and so I've got six actions here until Until he decides he's had enough. And then, you know what, let's, again, just a little bit of money. Hey, nice. Nice. Let's try buying some rations. See how, okay, so that's 2 energy. Okay. Let's advance this clock a little bit. Oh, and you get 1 energy from it. Oh, I should keep that in mind. That's a good, cheap 1 energy. Okay. Wasted that a little bit, but it's okay. Ah. So I get money from this as well. Doesn't always tell you the benefit. Yeah, that's okay. I know now. Okay. So yeah, now that I'm selling that data, we're making a little bit more money. Okay. All right. New cycle. Okay. We got the 4 that we need for this. It's a hell of a way to spend a 4, but it's not gonna go any other way, so. There we go. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. Banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseen eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. Those snaky shitheads! I'm gonna stay silent. We're gonna let him... Sleeper? That you, or am I in trouble? Feng's grinning head pops up from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a seat of monitors, mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for links in the data. The table seems to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all markers of institutional records. People. People, yes, but whose people? Solheim? Bingo. Okay. I was like, I don't know. He taps at the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, and... He leans past you and scrolls the list down. This one. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads, Hardin Hurst. Who's Hardin? That, says Feng, giving you a sideways look, is the thing. He drags the stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Havenage. He waits for your reaction. Are you sure? Well, that's where you might be able to help me. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a... Feng leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Feng raises his eyebrows again. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out to were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Feng turns back to the screen, staring hard at strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Feng's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak. My parents were just another in a long line of freelance contractors, willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposal. This guy stabbed at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. But how? These guys, they were big time. There's a lot of money. There's a lot money can get you if you're a company man. Feng relaxes a little. How is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. He turns to you and smiles. So we're gonna find out. Hardin's now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Feng brings up a map of the lower eye. Havenage might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Feng zooms in on the far yards. Feng grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a solemn executive. We need proof. Feng holds up a thumb-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is sent on the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Feng puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Feng grins. If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network, slot the worm in through any open port. You never even have to go near the shipyards. So what do you say? Up for it? I mean, listen, to me, like, what's in it? What's in it for me? Like, you're asking me to do all this stuff? I'm literally dying. Rooting out the corrupt snake not enough? Find that information, and I'll start work on that tracker of yours. Feng scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get the rotten core of it. You leave Feng digging through the data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was. A vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you're intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place. Or if the past has ever truly passed. I'm guessing now. Yep, Havenage Gate. So we have a Ripper Worm. We don't have a Havenage Cipher. I don't have a 2 to crack that guy. And that Yadigan agent is gone. Ooh. Listen, should we go into this sealed dock? I don't know, but we're gonna. Hello? Neovend 33. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusting plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Look around. You don't know when this place was sealed, but from the state of the outer doors, high above, it must have been decades ago. In this dark, cavernous space, debris sits in every corner, along with traces of rough sleepers, though none of it seems recent. Looking past this layer of decay, you see the now faded messages, symbols and logos of the Eye's original corporate owners, still glinting in the shadows. Among all this, the warm glow of the machine seems to be the only sign of life. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet. It's covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume was once an industrial vendor, designed to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as NeoVend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. I mean, I don't know, just poke some stuff. What's... You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from NeoVend. Entity. They hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again. You see that it is 3D print. You see, it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screen rattles in the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated moment. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station begins to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you target. Adaptable? Yes, you can move through. Networks, clouds, hardware, software. NeoVend whines. You cannot hide here. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains NeoVend. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Why can't you? Hunter will find me. Then Killer will come. The machine trembles with effort. I cannot leave machine. Connections must remain closed. Bring offerings. Save self, NeoVend says pointedly. Mutual need meets friends. They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirling amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you're left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Do I have any drive? Free NeoVend. NeoVend is hiding from the Hunter protocol. I need your help to counter it. Extract Hunter data for NeoVend. And they said the red nodes. Hunter nest. There's 3 nests, which is bad because I have 2 blips until Hunter is going to attack me. Cool. Great. Love it. I love this for me. You know what we'll do? Okay, you know what we'll do? Ugh. Ugh. Okay, we will we will get 2 energy for a little bit more than we normally do, but it will complete this overlook regular clock, right? Which means the glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt, the spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own pathetic joke. Playing human? Oh, this isn't what I wanted to happen. Ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scarred the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away at Pat's reassuring, you freeze in place. Out! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into hard vacuum. This is Tala. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Oh yeah, you catch that. That's cool. No! Oh, I wanted to be cool! Oh, I want to be a cool guy. You reach up a hand and the glass shatters against your forearm, showering you in fragments. The haze of glass and gear roll vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. I wanted to be a cool guy. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it's cleared, and a fresh measure of gear roll is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a shiver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages from your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skins for splinters. Watch her. Tala lurks with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So have you been on the eye long? Long enough. She laughs. Hey, you don't need to act tough with me. The splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that, an idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you or anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know you need somewhere. You can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much and the company is limited. But if you need work, I'll happily help you. I'll happily put you behind the bar. If you need shelter, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Prices tend to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezer in the tin with a clink. That's you, sleeper. Here. She slides the glass of Grill to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still in the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? No idea. She laughs. Well, keep trying. I'll let you know if I see any difference. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. Before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the Griol. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound by diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection is something grown, something fermented, something old. It feels good. Alright, there we go. So now, we go to the Overlook bar. Oh! So now, we can work a shift, which I'm sure makes us a little bit of money. We're not gonna do it, because it's bad. We're bad at it. Footsie! Footsie, enjoy your lurk. But we have a big... We got a big clock for it. Let's... Nice. I was like, let's use some good dice here. And then try to get this last... Yes! We did it! Dragos. Alright, let's hit Stream Raiders really quick. You arrive into the buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. Excuse me. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it's lowered into the yard. What is it? Drago laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull birches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Drago's for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what's become of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. Credit? We may have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. He pats you on the shoulder. Hey, don't worry. We'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but Drago doesn't seem to notice. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg. Calving? As it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the Essen Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on the side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Let's hit the Stream Raiders. Hell yeah, we finished that boss wave. Good deal. Good deal. Let's start this, start up this next one. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Ooh, I got an upgrade point. Character and upgrades. You've completed your first drive. Woo! Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top of the screen. Upgrade. Oh boy. Hey! Note, hi Jalen. I could have done that way quicker as to optimize, but each of those spaces cost a point. So look at interface. So interface is the one that I'm using all the time for the hack, for the cloud stuff, right? So that would make, and they said having more points for transfer intercept is a point, and the +1 after it is a point, and icebreaker is a separate point. Oh, each of these is a point. So the box is a point, and then +1 is a point. This looks like this is all +1. This looks like this is all 1. Icebreaker is 2 point. Well, what I mean is this is an upgrade, and then this is a separate upgrade, and then this looks okay. I'm gonna go with interface because getting money. I gotcha. Getting money when I'm trying to do all this hacking stuff seems good, and I see. Okay, that could be portrayed a little better, but I get you. Okay, it looked like it was all together. But the chance to get money on doing stuff here, which I'm very scared about, if I'm honest, I'm very concerned about. So now, oh, since this is also real good, that makes sense. So we can do forensic trawl. Investigating the winter light means picking through its systems and structure with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. So there's a clock there. And then there's a dangerous engineer, yard clearance. History or know the ship is salvage, as Drago always says, break it down, move it on. And then he has a really big clock that if we take too long, he doesn't like us being around. Which, you know, not surprising. And then once we have 100 cryo, we can buy a bottle of stabilizer, which I think will also finish that drive. No, that's a misuse of that one, let me tell you. We're gonna go after this hunter nest with the one. Hunter data. Can I go to... Do I get anything for giving it the hunter data? No, okay, just the clock, just clock advancement. Okay. Okay. Ooh. These are really good dice. What's going on here? We could unload the freighter. Let's do one. Let's do one, see what we get. Could be a good source of money. Oh, and one of the crew invites you aboard to share a warm meal. Dag. I'm bummed we're not gonna be able to make use of that. That was great energy though. Like I'm jazzed for that. Okay. Right. Okay, this makes us a little bit of money. Okay. Oh. So we've got a new person and a new area to work in. Oh. Oh, and we have a new safe action. Ooh. Wait, oh, we can go here. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, that Yadigan guy is back. This game is good. This game is good. This game's good shit. All right. What do we need to do? We need to hack a Haven Age agent to get a cipher. I don't want to do that until we get some good numbers to get those hunters gone. So, and I don't need to eat because I'm full up on energy. So let's repair the ambergris with our pretty good dice. Come on. Okay. I think this was only 1 energy, but I'll wait. We're okay. Let's go talk to Lemon Mina, worker and daughter. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. Sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. From the walkway, oh, nope, that's the same thing. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He's thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans up from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Lem. Hi, he replies plainly, then shifts a little closer down the rail. Mina stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling against the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship, or just admiring. He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Admiring. Understandable, he nods, gazing back out at the sidereal horizon. You like her too, don't you, Mina? He jostles her a little. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. The ship? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Haven Age contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall in a new world. Transit support? Uh-huh. Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Sealess Foundation sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a total independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Sealess Foundation? They're Haven's client, yeah. Some wealthy project from the core systems. Interested in yeah. No surrogacy, no corporations. I feel like you mentioned a corporation right up there, right at the top. Right at the, listen. Interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped re-kit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but it doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Haven Age crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily. You wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. For sure. He works out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. We gotta hold out, okay? We weren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. When he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. Helix! You hold her gaze, and a smile creeps across her face, her features lighting up like a city coming to wake at night. Then suddenly she tucks back into Lem's chest. Helix, good morning, my friend. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. I gotta go feed this one. He pats back. Maybe I'll see you on a shift, huh? He turns, and they walk down the shipyard, away from... walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the hallway, and she flashes you a parting smile before waiting to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. Now take it out. New drive discovered. Win a sidereal ticket. Workers on the sidereal crew get entered to a draw for the colony ship's live-in crew. That's one way off the ion into a new life. Helix, how you doing this morning? How's things? Huh. Huh. I'm very close to being hunted. I don't like it. Not one bit. I don't like it. Not at all. It's been a good day. That's good to hear. Oh, and they keep giving me big dice. They keep giving me big dice when I want small dice. How's this game? It's really good so far. It's really enjoyable. Okay. Well, I could study the winter light. Well, here's what we'll do. As our first thing, we will go and order fungus, right? 3 energy, which fills our clock here, right? And now we can speak to Emphas. Sleeper, Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire heating up to meet the oil. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours, he says. Nothing stolen. You pause, the spices rush in your nostrils, and think about what kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he's heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Yeah, tell him a ghost story. Ghost stories are always good. You start simple. You tell Emphas about the routines and structures of life as a sleeper. The S and ARP assignments, the freezing cold transport shuttles, the endless tedious days of work. You make it almost sound normal, as if you weren't also struggling with your new bodies, your fractured mind, your harrowing depersonalization. This is for effect. Then you explain one assignment, a scrap detail, in a facility left to rot for hundreds of cycles. The idea, you tell Emphas, was to rip the place to pieces, turn it all to scrap, and load it into freighters. Most of it was machine work, but they sent a couple of you down deep into the facility on special order, to find the mainframe and disconnect it. You leave a dramatic pause for emphasis' sake. You lean in a little, so the smoke of cooking fills your nostrils. You tell him of the way the place moved, the way it shifted and changed in front of you. The way corridors twisted and pulsed like intestines. At the rotten heart of it all, you tell him what you found. An empty suit from which erupted a mass of metal, like a tree from a forest. Great trunks of ribbed steel exploding from the faceplate. Buttresses of silicon stretching up into the shadows. And a mainframe that screamed when you cut it out. Emphas finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize he's trying to gauge how honest you've been in your story. Emphas passes you the meal he's cooked. You take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. But my time is done for today, and I don't want to keep you any longer, so I'll make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple cycles ago. He said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Memphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind, he smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I'll prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience of another story. Yeah, sounds good. Good, booms Memphis. Then I'll wait for you to bring them. Memphis slides his walk away and straightens up. I'll prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk into the main market, the rich taste of Memphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think? A trade that seems more than fair. So... Ring Memphis Griol caps. Do I have to... I have to get... I have to get in here, don't I? Thanks. The free spoke. Oh, now I can get all... Founder's Gap. Pay for... Y'all. Low end, ramshackle residential district. Block maintenance, which is engineered but risky. Maintained by their residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out's a good way to make friends. 8-step clock. Play Tavla. The lack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end as the residents play rotating rounds of this game for cryo. That's Intuit. Also risky. If I spend all my actions today, I can do whatever that is. The Free Spoke, Towering Transit Hub. Oh. Oh, I don't like either of these. Okay, well. Yeah, no, this game has been really enjoyable. Oh, yeah, let's do this. I got the dice for it. We'll risk the 4. We'll risk the 4. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hell yeah. Ankita's crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These shits completely ruined the core connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wires. The shit mine they ripped wouldn't even be usable without replacing these. She throws the bundles of wires across them. Amateurs. Can we repair it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire ship mine. Not exactly the first thing you can expect to drudge up from a scrap freighter. She sighs. Fragments may be sections of a mine, but a complete ship mine? No way. Ankita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mine should be. The space suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you, towering over you as she stoops beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. She leads you back through the guts of Amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout, all directional angles and bundled tubes. Well, what do we do now? Ankita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors, ducking below conduits, passing through bulkheads. Eventually you arrive in the galley, though it's hard to tell. Most of the benches and prep services are covered in half-stripped components and welded hole patches. Ankita shoves a box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it. She starts out of nowhere. We need a new ship mine. I could salvage one. I like your confidence, Sleeper. Maybe if we check the ore exchange or speak to some scrap dealers. She rubs her forehead. Seems I'm about to do something very stupid. But hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Ankita, hello, I'm free on Tuesday if you want to hang out on Tuesdays. Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends. You're it. She looks uncomfortable. I appreciate the time you've put in on Amber, and I'm sure she would too, if she could. What I'm saying is, if you screw me on this, I will kill you. She leans over and hands you a stack of chits. A big stack of chits. You don't dare count them. Give me that ship mine sleeper. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Look, just get out of here before I change my mind. Slip out the galley and head back towards the main lock. As you do, Amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. You reach a hand out to calm her. Time to find Ankita ship mined. Somehow. 100 credits. Cowboy Spike Bebop Voic. I like women who can kick my ass. Okay. Fix the ambergris. Find Ankita a ship mine. Hey. Maybe? Oh my god, we're so close to getting tracked. I'm so scared. Oh. I didn't, okay, well. There we go. I'm just gonna finish that. There we go. Ord exchange. Oh, this is where we can sell our scrap. Yes. Trusted trader. There's an old ship mine fabrication stack in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. Oh, perfectly timed. When it, oh. All according to Keikaku. All right. And we're gonna spend this. We're gonna spend this 6. That's 2. All right. God, I'm so scared of this hunted. I'm so scared of this hunted circle. All right. I think before we start the next cycle, this is a great spot to take my morning break. There's just a good spot for it. Oh, and then there will be a merchant next cycle too. Maybe we can get lucky with a ship mine or something like that. But yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. When I get back, we will check out that new Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, see what's going on there. I know there's a new, a couple new trailers out, so we'll see what's going on there. But I'll be back in just a little bit.